Welcome. I am Kristen Shell with the Turquoise Table, and we are in the kitchen today talking easy breezy dinner. So today we are going to use one of my tried and true slow cooker recipes that comes from my dear friend Julie. So y'all, it's almost embarrassing to show you how to make this because it wows guests. My family loves it every single time. So this is my favorite recipe. It's the greatest dinner hack of all time, right in my slow cooker. But anyway, I bet you have all the ingredients on hand in your pantry for this recipe. But if you don't, I have my grocery bag right here to show you how easy these ingredients are. I told you I did. So here's what we're gonna use. We are going to use 2 cans of kidney beans, 1 can of black beans, a can of corn, and actually a can of pinto beans, or any white bean will do on there. I have to have these kind of in order so y'all can see. So we've got 2 kidneys, 1 black, 1 pinto or white bean, and then whole kernel corn, okay? So you got 5 cans. Then we're going to have 4 cans of Rotel tomato. And these, I like to buy the mild because I never know who exactly I'm cooking for. Our family, we love the spice, but then we can doctor it up with our Cholula or our hot sauce or whatever we love. So I buy the mild just to make it more versatile and palate pleasing for everyone. And then plain old taco seasoning, any brand, will do. I like the kind with less sodium. So that's what we got. Then I also love, for protein, because I have lots of teenagers who are protein fiends, I always add boneless chicken thighs to it. And so I just have, 6 to 8 boneless chicken thighs that we're gonna plop in right at the very end after we add all of our canned ingredients. Y'all, the hardest thing about this recipe is opening the cans. Seriously, that's all it is. Now, I went ahead and opened the cans, and I also drained all the different beans, and I rinsed them, and the corn. Now, y'all know when you open a can of beans and it comes like in its own little soup, if you will. That is all full of sodium and starch. So we don't want that. So go ahead and just use a regular old colander, dump the cans, and then rinse them and let them drain just a little bit. Here we go. Stick with me. Seriously, this is one of my favorites, and y'all are not gonna believe how yummy it is. So my friend Julie, she lives clear across the country, but we talk every single day. We've known each other for, I don't know, I don't wanna date ourselves, but probably 25 or 30 years. Anyway, she gave me this recipe years ago, and it is literally a favorite. Okay, so I'm gonna give this just a little teeny tiny stir just to be fancy, but you really don't even need to do that. All of those ingredients are in the crock pot. So now I'm gonna add the Rotel tomatoes. So just to prove that I can open a can, and I know you can too, we're gonna open 1 can of the Rotel tomatoes. And then, are you ready for it? Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Again, tricky, tricky. 1, you don't drain these because you want that juice, and the chicken is gonna actually get all moist and good in there. I hate that word, but there we go. So now, 1 more tricky step. Are you ready for it? Okay, rip and tear over the slow cooker. Sprinkle in your seasoning. Voila. And now I'm going to add 6 to 8 boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Just lay them right on top. You want about 2 pounds is what I find works really well in this recipe. And there we go. Stir it up. Voila. We're gonna put the lid on and cook for 6 hours on low. Dinner is done. Okay, it's 6 hours later. I've been out at the table with friends. I've run errands. I've picked up the kids from all the things. Like I always say, I spend more time in my minivan than I do in the kitchen. But y'all, dinner's done. And so at this point, all we're gonna do, the chicken is already fallen apart, delicious. take 2 ordinary forks. You can go to the expense of having carvers. I use my plain old forks. And you're just gonna wanna gently pull this apart until all the chicken is just in little teeny bite-sized pieces. And it's gonna do the job for you because it's so tender and delicious already. Okay, so let me tell you another awesome dinner time hack with this recipe. Y'all, it makes enough to feed a crowd. I often feed a crowd because we have 4 kids and there's always people coming in and out of the house. But on the nights that I don't need as much, I separate it. I serve this straight out of the slow cooker. But if I need to, I'll put some in. It freezes beautifully, or you can put it in a bowl, take some to a neighbor, deliver it to a friend. So I've separated this into 2 different portions. Tonight, we are gonna doctor ours up with hot sauce because we love our spice in the Shell family. So everybody has a different flavor, a different level of spiciness. Kids love cheese. Tony loves to put chopped onions on there, and we all love avocado. So I'm just gonna chop up our avocado and let me move this. Ah, that's hot. Do y'all know how to slice an avocado? This is a little bit tricky, so I'm gonna show you. Hold it in your hand, get a really good sharp knife, and all you're gonna do, slice it all the way around. And this is the side we'll set apart. Now, sometimes this pit is buried. So sometimes they're sticking out a little bit more. This might be a little tricky. It's gonna get violent. This is a family-friendly show though, but watch, we're gonna hack it. Woo! Look at that. Totally came out perfectly. Now, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna whack it into my trash can. Voila. I am sure that the Culinary Institute of wherever has fancier ways to pit an avocado. This is what I've been doing for 100 years. So just gonna slice this up, dice it. However, my kids love it, so I'm probably gonna serve about 3 avocados tonight. Voila. I could scoop it out. Here, let me move this in. If you take the back now of your knife and just hold it like this, it'll come out in nice little clean dices. You could also just do this in slices. Voila. And then we are just gonna use bowls, and each kid and Tony and I will go through, and dinner is done. Thanks so much for joining me in my kitchen today, y'all. I love this recipe and I want you to try it too. So will you please make Julie's chicken tortilla stew and then let me know. Let me know what you think. And if you have a favorite slow cooker recipe, I want to know about it as well. We'll compile all the delicious recipes and share them with neighbors. So until next time, y'all, gather small and love deep.